Good evening, everyone. I hope y'all can see me. This is nighttime. Let's see. Is that better? I turned the light up I think that's as high as the lighting will go. Let me move it over here. It's been a long time since I made a video at night. But anyway, how y'all doing this evening? I am cooking. I don't know when I've cooked something different. I'm making I'll show you what I'm making. I forgot to put a top on my rice. I'm making rice. And my matter of fact, my meat is already done. Ooh, there's the steam. Oh boy. Wait a minute. Let's see. There it is. That's hamburgers and peppers and onions. And I'm having a late dinner because I slept late. But I just came up here to let y'all know that I'm just starting to learn the boots on the ground dance. How you like me now? I'm loosening up and I'm getting in the groove, y'all. There's several people up there that, on the YouTube, that they will show you step by step how it's done. And it's the first part is very easy, I tell you. And they was having it over here in the community room where I live. But it seems like I would always, get oversleep or just not in the mood to go. And I think each lesson over here costs like $3 per lesson. But there's one lady, I forgot her name already, y'all. But y'all can look her up. Maybe I can find it in well, there's a couple of ladies that I watched. And you learn something different from each one because they're saying that, you don't have to go all that, zoom, 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 unless you want to. And you could do it like just step in place. And I find that how I learned the first part is just by sitting down. I could do it right here in my chair, that first part, to get the thing, and then I do it standing up. And then just keep repeating it over and over until I get the whole thing down pat. And now I'm finally getting my boots on the ground. And another reason I had came up here, my granddaughter had a birthday this month, y'all. And here it is, the last part of the month. She had a birthday on April the 22nd. And I actually talked to her. And I think it's because of the flooring that was put in that I forgot to wish her a happy birthday. And so I have to make it up to you. Her name is Tara D. Tara D, I hope you see this video, and I'm going to call you tomorrow and see if you want to go to lunch or whatever, if you want to hang out with all around grandma tomorrow. But I feel so bad because I said, I know I've talked to her. I even talked to her to tell her to call her sister for me and everything, and completely forgot the video. But like I said, I think I was hung up with the flooring, getting the flooring put in and trying to prepare for that. And so it just kept skipping my mind. And so this is one reason that I'm making this video this evening. This video is dedicated to Tara D. And I don't want you to think, because she thinks of everybody else on their video. She's the one person in the family that actually thinks of everybody else, when it comes to their birthday and stuff like that. I know she thinks of me every time, every day, every birthday. She'll call me, and one time we had, she brought cake, and the kids and all came over, and we all sang happy birthday to me and stuff like that. That was her. And she's been that way, like in a way of speaking, since she was a little girl. She would sort of take charge, I guess you would say. And even though the older granddaughter is older than her, but she seemed to be the one that would take charge. There's always one sort of like that will do. I don't know how to describe it, y'all. But anyway, I think you're getting the picture. But anyway, Tara, I love you, and I don't want you to think that I was, just ignoring your birthday. But I guess on a way of speaking, I was, but I just kept forgetting it. Even when I was making videos, I would think about it, and then when I'm making the video, it would just go out of my mind. So this video is dedicated to you. And I'm getting back into, well, I was watching Miss V for a while because I had to catch up on her too to see what she was talking about. She got some pretty interesting stuff that she'd be talking about, especially if you're into gardening and cooking dough, what is it, sourdough and all that kind of stuff. I said, my goodness, I never heard of that. And I'm a lot older than her. I ain't never heard how to make no sourdough. I mean, I thought of getting a bread making machine a long time ago. But I said to myself, I know I'm not going to do it. Just like when I bought the juicer. I don't know if y'all remember when I bought the juicer before. Okay, I bought the juicer. Never made the juicer. And so, as a matter of fact, I never even opened the juicer. I sent the juicer back to Amazon. I said, I know I'm not going to do this. And so, I guess I don't have that stamina. I don't have that get up and go and all that energy to do all this stuff, And so I need to apply that to my house. As a matter of fact, I got to get up here and, let's see, my rice is not boiling yet. Get up here and wash my dishes before I eat. I'm having a late dinner. It's almost 9 o'clock, y'all. And I slept. After I came back from the doctor, I sat down, relaxed. And I think I made a video after I came from the doctor. And after that, I went to sleep. I did not wake up until 7 o'clock. Well, I say a good 3 hours. I slept a good 3 hours at least because let's see, yeah, because I think I got home, I don't know. But anyway, I went to the store, and I think I got home around 2:30 or something like that because I stopped. And then I played around on the computer a little bit, and then I went to sleep. So I'll say I slept 2.5, maybe 3 hours. But it was good sleep, it was solid sleep. And so I woke up kind of energized. I said, that's the kind of energy I used to have in the morning. And I want that energy back for the morning from having a good night's sleep. And so now, what was that? And so now I know I'm not going to have a good night's sleep because I slept too late. But I might try it. But I don't want to eat and lay down on it, lay down on a full stomach. So I'm just going to eat a little bit before I go to bed, which I've already snacked some more and everything like that. That's one thing I got to cut out. I got to cut out the snacking and get my boots back on the ground, y'all. That's what you're going to be hearing a lot from me. As a matter of fact, once I get that done, I'm going to get it's a start with the right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Who's that? Oh, that's learning Miss O. Hi, Miss O. Wait a minute. I got to go check Miss O out too. But I can do the first part. You start on your right foot and you go 1, 2. No, wait a minute. You go 1, 2 to the left foot. Okay. Right foot, left foot, 1, 2. And then you start with the left foot, go the same thing for the left foot, but you're starting on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. That part I got. But then it gets a little, it's fun. I find, to learn something new, it's fun. But by the time, and one lady, she already started a whole nother dance already. I said, I ain't even learned this one yet. So, but I like boots on the ground, so I want to learn that one. I'm going to put effort in there and learn that. And I think it's only, I forgot how many parts. You got when you turn and then you shake your little booty or whatever, and, you do your fan if you have one, but, you don't need one. You could just do it without it. And then you turn. And then that cross, when you cross the foot, you cross that right foot over. Mainly, you're using your right leg more than you're doing your left. So you cross that right foot over, and then you come back, point to the left with your same foot, go back with the same foot. It's easy, if you think about it. But then you got to, get it all into the rhythm. And got my feet on the ground. And you hear them music. Well, they ain't playing no music. They're talking to you step by step. And the way they're lined up, they got you lined up. Okay, they're facing like a wall, the way you would be actually doing it if you were doing it with them. And then they're telling you how to do it. And it's very slow and it's not too fast. You know what I mean? They're stepping it and then they repeat that and then they repeat that. And it's fun. I like it. I like it. And I'm going to keep on doing it until I get it down pat, y'all. It's about time that the old girl learns something new. I haven't learned nothing new in a while. And I used to be into cooking, but I ain't all that into cooking no more. I'm lucky that I'm cooking tonight. And the only reason I'm cooking is because that hamburger was out. And so cook, and it's a change, it's a switch over from chicken. Because I don't really eat a lot of red meat. But it was in my freezer. Matter of fact, I got another pack of hamburger up there in the freezer right now as well. And rice. I don't know when the last time I had rice, white rice, any rice. And I'm not cooking any. I still haven't made my collard greens. That's gonna be my first thing on the agenda when I go. If the Lord spares me, when I get up in the morning, it's gonna be breakfast. Do the the greens. Even if it's nothing but just blanching them and put the collard greens, blanch them and put them in the freezer. And that way, when I'm ready for like a nice Sunday dinner or something like that, I'll make some collard greens, some potato salad, and I don't know, some chicken. I don't hardly make chopped barbecue no more because it's too much for me. The yield for chopped barbecue is a lot if you make it the way I make. I usually use the pork shoulder. And when you use the pork shoulder, that's enough to feed a crowd of people, like on Thanksgiving or Christmas or something like that. That's what I usually do. And sometimes I usually keep it and freeze it. And then if you keep it and freeze it, and then you never go back to it. So that's just a waste. And so I said, no, I'm going to stay away from that. But they do have a small cut of pork that that you see sometimes that you can also make chopped barbecue out of, And if I see one of those, I might get a small one of those and freeze it. And that way it's not going to be a whole lot of wasting. And macaroni and cheese, like I said earlier, I had bought me some Stouffer's macaroni and cheese. But then I decided, hey, I ain't really that crazy about Stouffer's. So I probably saved that one day for my granddaughter's children love it. And so I like to keep it in the freezer for that. And other than that, y'all, I'm just laid back for the evening, going to watch this video that I've never seen. And I'm going to watch that and maybe make a comment or two and play some Scrabble and get the dishes out the sink. There's a whole lot of other stuff I can do too, but that's another subject altogether, y'all. Hey, I ain't worried about this house. The rug is still over there crumpled up. I didn't call maintenance to fix the door, and I didn't call them to put my shade back to the window. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I need done before I call them so they can do it all at one time, and that way they don't have to keep coming to my house. I really don't like them in my house. And what else? That's it, y'all. I'm just getting ready. I feel like I want to go back to bed again. Like they say, you know what they say? They say the more you sleep, the more you want to sleep. And I said, now, wait a minute. I ain't going to be doing all that sleeping because sometimes you might go to sleep and know, you know what I'm saying. I ain't going to even say it, y'all. But I've been a sleepyhead all my life. I think it's because I've been beating my head. I've been in car accidents. This head right here has been hit the baseball bat. This head has been through something, y'all. It's a miracle that I've got, half of my brain is still operating correctly. It really is, because this head has been through something. Trust me on that one. But we're not going to dwell on that tonight, y'all. We're going to concentrate on getting my boots on the ground, and that's about it. Eat me a little bit of dinner because I am getting kind of hungry. And I don't like eating this, this late at night. Sometimes at night like this, maybe I'll have some crackers or something like that. But I don't like to eat a heavy meal and try to lay down on it because, I weigh 242 pounds, yeah. I was down to, I had lost 5 pounds. I was down to, wait a minute, I was weighing 237. 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. That's 5 pounds. Yeah, that's 5 pounds. And I had actually lost 5 pounds according to my scale, my own scale. And I was feeling good because I had lost that weight. And even if you lose 5 pounds, you can tell the difference in your clothes. You could tell difference in the stride, the way you walk. Your body is not quite as heavy. Because when you're carrying around all this weight, it's heavy. Your body is heavy. You gotta carry that weight around. That's why when you see people that are really heavy, they sort of wobble when they walk. It's because they gotta carry that weight. Which I understand some people they have a problem with myself. Let me speak about myself. I have a problem because my mother was a hippie person. My mother used to weigh at least about 300 pounds. But then in the later years, after we came up north, she sort of came down and lost some weight. But I don't think she ever weighed under 250. She, because she was kind of heavy, basically all her life. And I guess I took after her, as far as the weight problem goes. And I ain't never really been skinny, but I have been smaller than I am, And in high school, I was very small. I was like 12. Well, that was, to me, that was small. I remember being able to wear a size 9 dress. That's what I remember. I wore a size 9 dress. But I still wasn't skinny. No, sir, buddy. Always been a little plump. And I got a lump over here in my arm. It's always something when you're older. You find things growing on your body and stuff. Have you ever heard of body tags? Which I don't have those. But I know some people that grew them. They grow little, they call them tags. They grow them they almost look like moles on your body. And they protrude out of your body. You can look it up on the internet. Called body tags. I don't have that, but I have I can feel like lumps in my body and a little, matter of fact, black spots starting to come on you inside your hand. Stuff like that. I don't know if you could see them inside of my hand or not. This is the hand that's got the eye in it, y'all. If you look close, there's the eye right there. And I usually have that hand closed because it used to be more pronounced. You could see it better when I was younger than you can now. But it was just like an eye. It's shaped just like like an eye, your eyeball, like your eye. Yeah. But we ain't gonna get into that. And on that note, I go with love, and I'll see you again soon.